Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's vlog post. Well, this week we're set up for part 3 of Business Planning Month. We know October is the perfect time for business planning simply because we've got time to put things into place, rearrange our schedule, develop new skills, use new tools, create a new schedule and a path for ourselves on how we're going to finish the year strong going into 2024, as well as taking a really good look at where we are in relationship to where we thought we could be. And this week's vlog post, part 3, is all about connecting and connecting with people, connecting with opportunities. Biggest part of what we do in the origination business, it's the start of everything. If we're not out there connecting with people, if we're not out there connecting with referral partners, we're not out there connecting with existing relationships and developing new ones, then there are no opportunities. And without opportunities, everything else really is nothing. And, it just goes back to the fact that failing to connect, is really just leads to failure. Connecting incorrectly is even worse than not connecting at all, because you can spend all your time trying to connect with people in a manner, in a method, in a way that they're unresponsive to, that doesn't get them to do anything. It doesn't get them to think about anything. It doesn't represent any value to them to see that, because the top of the mind awareness that they have is, I don't need that information. They're talking about something that's not relevant to me. And so you have to make sure that your messaging is relevant. Your messaging is of value. And while it may not be relevant and of value to everybody, because there's no single message that resonates with everybody, the information that you share should be designed to go out there and reach the maximum number of people most of the time. And certainly doesn't have to be about, interest rates or mortgage programs or go buy a house or time the refinance. Because yes, that is an important piece of your messaging, but it's not the entire message. In fact, most of what you need to do to connect with people is just to remind people about the exceptional experience that they've had with you, and that the value you bring to your table, to their table, either directly or indirectly. And so when I talk about these connections, it's connecting on purpose. It's connecting in ways that we set out to do. We can control that message, we can control that activity, and that it's on our schedule to do on a daily basis. So we'll talk about a little bit today about the 3 different types of connections. And the first one is obviously personal connections. And I've maintained the minimum that we have to maintain a daily personal connection with people of 10 calls or interactions per day. And I don't mean calls for the sake of calling and leaving a voicemail message or sending a text message. That's not a connection. Connection is physically speaking to another human being. It's physically speaking to them either over the phone or in person. 10 personal connections, calls, or interactions per day. Some of those calls can be made up of, one of the simplest things to do, because we have this information, is birthday calls. Just having your entire database available to you so that every day you wake up and know you've got 3, 4, 5, or 6 calls to make on somebody's birthday. Most people will answer the phone on their birthday because they're expecting people are going to call them on their birthday. It's not a sales call. It's just a contact call. It's a way to connect. It's, hey, happy birthday. Hope you're doing something fun today. Now, often that's going to lead to a voicemail message for sure. But many times people are going to answer the phone and just saying hello and wishing them a happy birthday and hope they're doing something great on their birthday. So all you need to do, because it reburns those brain cells. The same thing with anniversary calls. And anniversary calls, some people call them annual review calls. And again, those calls are generally made to follow up with people after you've sent them an email or a piece of snail mail reminding them that now is the time to do their annual review. Again, just to make sure that their situation, their circumstances, that the mortgage that they have on their property, or what they're paying for that mortgage, or what their overall situation looks like, that mortgage is a valuable piece of their overall financial puzzle, because it's often the largest expenditure that people are going to make, and it should be efficient and effective for them. Follow-up or update calls. I can't tell you how many loan officers that are out there. The process goes dormant once they've first spoke to the client. They may have just spoke to them one time, and the client's going to, quote unquote, call them back, or that client or that prospect is going to send them information. And yet that loan officer, that person, doesn't spend any time scheduling when that next call is going to be. They're just going to wait for that call to happen. And a lot of times that call never happens. So scheduling follow-up, and it means at every step of the process, whether it's the first introduction to that person, following up with them, going down the road, whether it's an existing client who's already in your database, who's already worked with you, somebody who's been pre-approved and out looking for a house, somebody who's under contract and working toward getting closed, you need to have a specific timeline as to what your follow-up looks like, when and why you're making those connections, because those connections are vitally important to your business. Now there are professional connections. What I mean by that is getting out there with other professional type people, getting out there in the course of your business, and using social media posts, tags, or shares with other people, whether it's providing value to your friends or family members, your coworkers, your database of people who are even loosely connected to you because of the information that you're sharing. Those social media posts, those tagging of other people involved that either are part of what you're doing, or you're sharing other people's information to help promote their situation, their post, their product, their service, their adventure, whatever, with the people you're connected to. Because if you share, they'll share. Realtor support posts. I can't tell you how many loan officers work with realtors. The realtor doesn't often do a great job using social media effectively, and the loan officer doesn't do much to boost, help, or provide them information on what they could be or should be doing to share information. Open houses is the most often overlooked victim. The fact that more realtors and more loan officers don't promote open house previews using things like Facebook and other technology to make people aware that that open house is not happening today, but it's happening tomorrow or in a few days or this weekend, and providing a little bit of information and being able to tag that realtor back or share with that realtor, even have the homeowner be involved with sharing that post and sending that information out there, getting the neighbors involved. Those are all things that we can be doing, but often things that are often overlooked. Other professional posts, this time of the year, accountants and financial planners are actively engaging their people, and they have strategies as to why the fourth quarter it's important for them to engage their clients, doing videos with other professionals, sharing their products, their services, their reasons why it's important to know that those opportunities are available, can often lead to opportunities for yourself if you're helping other people promote their own business. So, and again, product and service providers, is there a special event going on at a restaurant? Is there a new business that's having their own open house type of event? Is there a grand opening? Is there a relaunch? Is there a product line? Is there a sale? Is there somebody that you found that is exceptional in the marketplace that's important for other people in that market to be aware of? Those are all posts. Those are all shares. Those are all opportunities for you to connect with people. Information and value connections. We talked a little bit about this. Where are your tutorials, your questions, your answers, things that people want to know, the information about your business, about the market business, the fact that Somebody came in on a Friday for a pre-approval and are under contract on Monday, and they're going to close in 23 days. How about the people that were pre-approved back in January, and it took them 10 months to find a house and close on it, but they never gave up. They stayed with the process, and now they've got their home. Because many people, as we well know, they start the process and don't complete it. The reason they wanted to buy a house didn't go away. They just failed to continue and persevere to take advantage of what the opportunity would have been. And let's be honest, there's not a person in this world who wouldn't have been thrilled to buy the house of their dreams in January. Then they're looking at the market today. They still have the same hopes and dreams, but the house and the cost to finance that house and everything around that house is now more expensive. Because they couldn't find perfect, they ended up with nothing. And that can often be an issue that we have to bring up. We talked about working with product and service providers in the community. What about using video coupons to share those product and service providers' opportunities? What about them? What about their business? What about their products or services are important to your people in the database to know? Every business is relevant to somebody or some group of people. It doesn't have to be relevant to everybody, but I'm pretty sure that those coupons are either valuable to the person that saw them directly, or that person that saw that coupon may know somebody where that coupon may be relevant to them and they can share it. It's a way of getting exposure and burning those brain cells that we need to. Video professional support, again, doing one-on-ones, little 3 to 5 minute videos with accountants, with financial planners, with attorneys, with any other product or service provider. Maybe it's about the mortgage business. Maybe it's about the real estate business, but maybe it's about a local company. Maybe it's about a local university. Maybe it's about the town itself. Maybe there's a Founders Day celebration. Maybe there's a charitable organization that's doing stuff that you can be part of and you can help share through your network. Local event support leads right into that. Homecoming day at the high school, right? Certain community events, we see them all the time. Why aren't you engaged and why aren't you helping promote that information? Because many times those people will share your posts. And again, now it exposes you and your business and what it is that you do and the fact that you're engaged with everybody that they know. Your business relies on connecting with people. I've said since the earliest days that I can remember, you don't have enough business because you don't speak to enough people. What's your plan to get out there? What is your messaging? How do you stay connected without it being all mortgage all the time? How do we create value? Because in this environment, it's not about price. It's about value and the quality of the experience. And too many loan officers forget that. We can't control where interest rates are going. We can't control where housing prices are going. People still need houses. They still have a monthly budget. They're still qualified for the same monthly payment they were before. There may be strategies to help them offset the higher costs of where interest rates went or where home prices went. They may have to reconfigure their thoughts about what they're going to spend their money on into the future. They may reconfigure their thoughts as to what options they may be looking for in the home that they purchase. Those things are important. Those things need to be mentioned. Those things need to be available. And if your business plan for 2024 doesn't include understanding the importance of connections, both personal and by using social media and supporting other people in the community and creating value to your clients and focusing on the quality of the entire experience for those clients, then you're going to be in trouble going into 2024. The good news is you can control that. You can't control the market, you can't control rates or prices, but you can control how you react to it, how you respond to the market, how you engage, how you provide value to those people around, because one way or another, people are going to buy and sell houses. People are still refinancing, believe it or not, no matter what they tell you, it's still happening on a regular basis. And if you're not going to engage, if you're not going to plan, then I'll be honest with you, you're probably not going to succeed in 2024. But if you do, you will. So as always, it's Mike at imtcoaching.com. We'll talk to you again next week. Take care.